Now is the turn of the Lagos State Parking Authority to brief us, because the agency says it's working hard to resolve one of the most knotty problems that the mega city faces, the unauthorized and illegal parking of vehicles. Lagos is Lagos City, largest city, Nigeria's largest city, some 20 million population, and the highest number of both commercial and private vehicles. Now the head of the state's parking agency, Adibisi Adelabu, joins me now for a chat to this. Good evening to you, madam, and nice to have you.
Good evening.
And I just said you're going to be interviewed, the Lagos State Parking Authority, and I remember this from the midnight side, so no parking on the dance floor. That was the song that came to my head. You remember it's the oldies?
Yes.
No parking on the dance floor.
Yes.
A whole lot of no parking in Lagos. How critical is this challenge of unsustainable parking facilities in Lagos, whether they are private or car owners or commercial vehicles or their tricycles, whatever?
It's very important. Traffic is a big part of our lives in Lagos. Congestion is critical. And to tackle the traffic issues, we have to start from parking because it takes a lot of our time up. It affects our productivity. So the governor, in his wisdom, decided that, look, it was about time we addressed the problem holistically. You can't, as a transport family, we have to look at parking. And then he created the authority to work in conjunction with other transport agencies. And that's what we're trying to do. Our core function is to regulate and enforce all forms of parking. But as we always say, parking is a new business in Lagos. We're just trying to make it legal. Yes.
Interesting, because I'm sure Governor Sanwo-Olu will be thinking that, look, a lot of the drivers in Lagos most likely will be male. So send a woman after them. If Bosun doesn't park very well, get him grabbed and get him to comply with regulations. So you're the right woman for the job. What's the impact of indiscriminate parking having on the business and economy of Lagos State? Because Lagos is where everybody wants to be.
Absolutely. And you have about, on average, every hour, about 6 people coming into Lagos. You know, land is our oil, and parking as such takes up a lot of our productivity. The more time, so say for instance, I'm on Awolowo Road and somebody parks illegally. That 30-second stop can lead to a backlog of about 10-15 minutes because, you know, it leads up to a lot of traffic. What we're saying is we want to eliminate those issues so that there's the free flow of movement. We waste less time on the road. Journeys that should take 30 minutes really only need to take that much. You know, give or take a few minutes in between that, but not this idea of 4 or 5 hours in traffic, you know, people parking irregularly, event centers, religious houses. You know, you have these mega facilities, but you don't have adequate parking for them. There's a reason for that.
I think everybody believes that Lagos is a land of freedom.
Yes, it is. But what we're saying is that it's also a land of responsibility. And as a responsible government, we need to step up to that task. If you submit your traffic your request to physical planning, there's something we call the traffic impact assessment. And when we look at that, if the responsible bodies deny you and you go back and build what you're not supposed to build, of course there are punitive measures for that. And the government is saying it's high time to step up to that.
Is this problem solvable? What new thinking and approach is your agency bringing to the table?
Okay, so for us, technology is a big part of it. The other thing is we don't want to rush in, so we're taking it in phases. We're covering the whole of metropolitan Lagos, obviously, but we're taking it in blocks of 5, so we're using the old local government strategy. And that way, we ensure that we're carrying it out the right way. Of course, we start from advocacy, which is one of the reasons why I'm here. We want Lagosians to know what we're trying to achieve and get their buy-in. We expect that majority of Lagosians are law-abiding people, so they will be compliant. At the end of the day, it is to make life easier for everyone. And I can't stress that enough. The governor feels like this is one of the ways where we tackle the problems. Of course, like I've said again, along with tackling the traffic issues, yes, there are roadworks going on to improve, to ease the traffic congestion. So it's a holistic approach we're trying to work towards.
You know, there are a number of agencies within the transport sector in Lagos. Are you folks working together? What's part of your portfolio and your responsibility, and what do the others do as well? Because it looks like LASPA is there and others are there and all of that. How does it all work together as what you call a transport ecosystem for a mega city such as this?
Yes, so that's a fantastic question. You have VIO, you have LASPA, of course you have us, there's LAMATA as well. What we're saying is from the time you get out of your house or your building, it is our responsibility to make your journey to your destination easier. So how do we do that? LASPA will tackle traffic. We will tackle illegal parking. VIOs, your vehicles. We want to make sure they're not breaking down on the roads because that will also cause traffic. So it's all of us working together to deliver that mega city status, that greater Lagos we all envision.
How are you finding necessary investments to build, maintain, and operate facilities that are needed in Lagos? Land is one issue. So where are you finding space and what creative? Yes, you're going to use technology, but again, you still need physical infrastructure.
Absolutely, and so far, I mean, we started late last year. We've had a lot of inquiries about people that want to build multi-story car parks. It is a viable business, and those people that have been in this industry long enough, though unregulated, understand that. And so they are coming forward now to say, look, we want to be the ones to kickstart this thing. We have the land, we have the partnership. If you're looking for funding, we have some financial houses that are ready to put the money down because they understand that this is a business at the end of the day and they want to make their return on investment. So we're trying to pair up those people that have the land to those people that have the vision. And of course, if they need capital, we pair them up with the financial houses to say, look, this is the plan. We will give our approval once we've looked at the plans and we feel that it is a viable business, it's something we want to be part of, and then we'll proceed from there. But it's limitless, you know. I say to people, either you're parking on street, off street, some way, if you have a vehicle, you have to park your car. And that for us is the way to go about it. Of course, we're looking to create employment as well. It's about empowering people. You know, you get out there as an agent, you collect your money at the end of every day. You know, you have something to take home to your family. That's important. And the government really believes that that's the way of getting people into jobs, making them feel involved in society as well.
Can we install parking meters, for example? And it used to be like coins abroad, or you just swipe a card. With banks and everybody providing these things this day, I could just swipe and tap my card. Oh, tap, that's what it says. Just tap it. And it goes just like you use for the BRT buses. Is it possible?
Yes, eventually we'll.
Are you going to do it?
Yes, we are. We already have it in the pipelines as well. We're talking to a few global companies on that, but we need data. And so for us, capturing data is our initial goal. When we start off, we're looking to run our pilot in VI in Ikeja, say by the end of this month. Whichever way you choose to park, you will have to enter your number plate. Number plate gives us data. That gives us enough time to sort of process the alignment of the parking meters and all that, and then we bring them in. That way too, we're generating the data to use to move forward to artificial intelligence. But what that means is that with your carry card, for instance, you can use it on those machines to pay. If for those people that don't necessarily have cards and what else, you have the e-wallet where if you go to an agent, you give him your 500 naira, your 1,000 naira, he's able to pay with that prepaid card for you, and in exchange you get your receipt for your payment for your parking. So it's detailed. We spent a long time working on this, but like I said, we don't want to rush it to anything. We're going to pilot first in terms of on-street, and then we'll roll out. For the other forms of parking, the off-street parking, the multi-stories and that, yes, we have them in the works already. They're already existing. We're saying to people that have been part of the business, you need to come out and come to us. Let's register you now. Let's have you on the database. In return, we will tell you that Lagos is saying to you, if you are running a parking business, there are certain criteria. So you have to have CCTVs, the size of your bays, and all those other logistics need to be in place for you to be approved.
I love that. Are you thinking, along with me, if you look at Marina, the outer Marina, for example, all the way from the UBA headquarters, just by the bridge in Akpongbo, all the way down to where you have First Bank, all the way down close to the cathedral and all of that. So that massive expanse of land, it's just sitting there.
It's not just sitting there. Just today, I had a meeting with some people that are keen to bring in all sorts of parking management systems there. You see, Marina, because that's a central business district. That's the financial hub.
Yes.
And so we have all sorts of ideas. We're trying to see which one will work best. Some people come with multifunctional building ideas. Some people want to use the rotary car parking system where you can park your cars and it sort of turns so that, that way you can get more cars into it.
Yes.
So we're looking at all these ideas.
A multi-story will be good.
Absolutely.
The rail is just next door to it.
Yes.
You can have some restaurants there.
And then, we have people that approach us that, look, we want to run the shuttle business for the VIPs. You park your car there and then, take the shuttle, get to your head offices. You don't need to look for parking on that block, which frees up the road for traffic.
And you don't get me arrested.
And then we don't get you arrested.
That's the better part of it. That's the icing on the cake. I've been looking at that. Spent many years as a business journalist, every time in Marina, and I just said, this expanse of land, can't we just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 multi-layers have some restaurants, whatever there, and look like a big supermarket kind of thing with a parking space.
Some people, we've seen plans with some people having shops on top,
yes.
and then you have 4 or 5 floors of parking.
Yes.
Some people want to have a cinema. For those people, maybe after work, they want somewhere to relax on top of the multi-story. So
let's do it.
Yes, of course, we're all open to it, and that's part of the reason I'm here. We're open for business. Let's come, let's talk, let's look at the best way forward to push Lagos together.
Now, this is going to be a very difficult question for you. How are you going to deal with the downfalls? Those guys look to be the godfathers. They seem to be. I'm trying to find these for them. I don't know, but I'll try to get it. They look like they're so invincible. How are you going to deal with them with their own parking issue? Okay,
so the SA of Transport in Lagos State is constantly in touch with the unions, trying to make sure that they toe the line we expect them to toe. I know that just recently there was a meeting between them, and they've assured us of their full cooperation. Of course, the other thing there is that these people have local knowledge. They know those areas, and what we're saying is that when you want to apply for a concession, you're not going to bring somebody from VI to run a concession in Agege. We expect that those people that have that local knowledge, which are the people you're talking about, will be employed. And I think that there's dignity in that for them as well.
My final point. There were years and decades ago when there was a number selection. You can't come down to the island from Malagbado, for example, if your registration number is XYZ, so you got to be another day. Do you think we should return to that?
Absolutely not. That's the past. We're moving ahead. We're looking to the future. The government is building roads.
You can accommodate everyone.
Absolutely. That's why there's a massive infrastructure program going on. You know, if you take, for instance, the Okpebi to Ojota
yes.
road that the newly commissioned, they're working on it. There's so many, even in Lekki, we're working on that. I don't see why we need to go back to the processes of the past. If we want to move forward, it is natural for populations to grow, and we believe that we're capable of carrying that population on with us.
It's nice having you on the show this evening.
Thank you.
And I'm going to follow your progress at the BCID level. Thank you so much, the General Manager in charge of Lagos State Parking Authority.
Thank you for having me.